going to go over the Encompass admin. One of the things that we've developed over the last couple months is the Encompass administrative panel. We have a huge, as everyone knows, Encompass has a huge percentage of the market when it comes to the loan origination software. And what I've seen and what Jacob's seen and what a lot of our customers have seen is just really not a good solution for Encompass, as well as getting the most out of what's possible when it comes to the Encompass data synchronization. As everyone knows, with some of their interest rates rise and the downturn of the market, efficiencies, the effectiveness of your technology and the use of technology is going to be one of the best things, and really separate the talkers from the walkers in the mortgage business. So what we've designed and what we've had is we spent the last couple months putting together not only the last couple of years putting together a really robust Encompass admin panel, a system, but also the last couple of months putting together an admin panel. A lot of times some of our customers don't really have a full-time IT person. They don't really have a full-time development team, and setting up custom folders or setting up data is just not something they can do. So what we've done is, with the development team and the help of Jacob, is sort of put that together for you. So what we can do is not only you can do it on your own, but you can do it without the help of a developer, without the help of Encompass. So Jacob, if you want to take it from here and just kind of show everyone what we have and how they can implement it and stuff like that.
Sure, absolutely. So as you can see, I'm just in a standard Encompass loan file. You will access the integration just like you would any other appraisal service by navigating to Services and then Order Appraisal. If you've never placed an order through us or utilized the integration, you'll likely need to go to the All Appraisers tab and locate our name if you've used us before, or if you have your vendor settings set to include us, then you'll just select CoesterVMS Direct, hit Next, and it will open up our integration within the Services View tab of Encompass. So what you'll do here is just log in, and these credentials will just be the credentials that we provide you. They're not your Ellie Mae or Encompass credentials. So as you can see, you're directed to a landing page once logged in. The biggest change and the point of this entire webinar is this admin panel button here. So what this allows you to do, and I've personally set up numerous Encompass clients with CoesterVMS, and some of the biggest questions when it comes to our integration was, well, what fields do you sync back to the loan file once the appraisal is complete, and also what documents do you sync to the e-folder and where. Prior to this admin panel being an option, all of the fields that you see here were synced with the sync option. There was no real control from the client level, and that it didn't really cause issues, but we wanted to give the clients more control, so if they have processes surrounding certain fields and they don't want us to update them or want us to update them, to give them more control over what we sync back to their loan file. So as you can see, each record or field here has an edit option. To enable an option, all you do is click the box next to it and it will set to on. If you want to turn off a field, just uncheck the box and it will set to off. By default, this tab will have all fields enabled, but you can go in and turn them off, turn them on as you see fit. The second folder is the folder sync. Now, by default, all of these folder fields will be empty, and what that means is we are using the standard Ellie Mae folders for each document type. Generally, for the appraisal itself and any associated docs, that means it will just go to a folder entitled Appraisal. For the invoice, it will be appraisal-invoice, and whatever the standard Ellie Mae folders are for those specific document types. Now, if you have custom folders, folders that you've set up and your team is using, this is where you would enter that name into the folder field here. So once again, for the MISMO XML, I've got it set as XML, but let's just say my custom field is actually appraisal XML file. You can type that in, and once you click away, it will automatically save that information for you. Now, once you sync that document, it will either, one, create a new folder with that folder name if an existing folder is not found with that name, or if you already have the folder created within your e-folder, it will sync to that existing folder. Now, on both tables, both tabs, if you will, all of them have an info bubble just to kind of as a reference point. So just for example, agency case number, this is just a description of the field that it's populating back to. Same thing with the info button for the folders. That will have the information for each of the folders. So access to this screen is manageable by user within the CoesterVMS system. So that means, if you only want your Encompass admin or you only want your managers to have control, they will be the only ones to have access. So if a standard user that's not enabled with access to this folder or to this option, this button won't even appear. The admin panel is also available from your pipeline screen. So if you navigate here and click admin panel, it will open the same exact menu and allow you the same control. And what this corresponds to when it comes to the actual syncing of data is on a completed order within the Encompass integration, you will see two options, the sync with Encompass option and then the import option at the bottom with your attachments. The sync option will sync relevant appraisal data, the fields that you selected, back to your loan file. It'll take just a second, and then it will confirm that your order data has populated to the Encompass fields. Now, as you can see, just for example, I have year built populated on my Encompass admin panel, and that populated directly from the appraisal file here. The actual sync will encompass, if you have everything enabled, things like the appraiser name, appraiser license number, appraisal enter date, all of those fields that you normally would have to manually enter and can cause issues if they're miskeyed. All of those will sync back, but once again, you do have control. Now, for the actual document syncing, all you have to do is either select one or all of the documents in your attachments folder or attachment section. So if I want to select all, I just click the button at the top. And as you can see in my synced files section, I already synced my invoice. This alert here is just letting me know that if I proceed with syncing my invoice again, I'll have 2 copies in my e-folder. It's not going to hard stop you from syncing duplicate documents, if you will, but it is just intended to let you know, hey, you've already got this copy of your invoice in the e-folder. Are you sure you want to sync it again? And the thinking behind that is really to avoid duplicates in your e-folder. So if you get a loan file to closing or post-closing and you have multiple copies of the same report in your loan folder, that you're not having to sort out all of the copies and figure out which one is correct. So what I just did here is just select it all, clicked import to Encompass, and it's currently importing. Once complete, it will confirm that my files have been synced to the e-folder. And because I synced all of the files, it does just take a second. But as you can see, it confirmed with me. Open my e-folder. And as you can see, that appraisal XML file folder name that we typed in just now has been created. and my XML file is in the correct folder. So that's essentially it for the admin panel. It's really just kind of a nice feature, a nice add-on, especially for those new and existing clients to have a little more control over the information that CoesterVMS provides you within your loan file. You know, once again, setting up new clients, it was always a question that I got asked: can we customize our folders? Can we control our field syncing? And the answer now is yes on both fronts. So I hope this is a helpful addition to any Encompass user, and I'd like it to open it up to any questions, or Brian, if you have any additions, just feel free to fire away. And if you do have a question, feel free to type it into the questions pane on your GoToWebinar menu. Should be on the right-hand side of your screen. All right, I'm not seeing any questions come through. We will be sending out a user guide for this, for the admin panel. Once again, it's pretty straightforward, but the document will walk you through both the menus, all the functionality, etc. If you do have any questions after the session, feel free to contact Brian or myself, and we'll be sure to help you out with either any questions about functionality or just getting your account set up with the admin panel. I appreciate your time today, and have a great day. Bye-bye.